all the energy that you have invested on one point is just going to vanish. Yeah, but this is kind of pointless. So what is it that you can then do? Transform. That's why we call it transformation is something really important. Because transformation only means it maybe doesn't look like the initial investment of your energy.
Unlock the secrets to removing energy blockages in just 7 days with Shi Heng Yi. Transform your life and energy flow.
Cyclic movement seems to play a very important role. Doesn't matter in which world you are now. When you are in the outside world, yeah, our Earth is turning, we are turning around the sun, solar system is turning, our clock is turning, a lot of things are turning, and you go down, our respiratory system is connected in a circle, let's say, the inhalation, the exhalation. Our heart, how the heart is pumping the blood, let's say, through our body, is also a circular system. And the digestive system, the way how we exchange energy with our surrounding, get it to us, yeah, it's happening in cyclic movement. The atoms are moving in cyclic movements. So there is something in both of these areas that remains the same. And this is one type of where I say to investigate and understand the rules on which you play the chess or on which this life is based upon. Because then things become a little bit more helpful.
Shi Heng Yi reveals the profound art of clearing the mind and embracing emptiness. Discover the physical and spiritual benefits of releasing energy blockages to transform your life.
You are going to learn that your body is important just as your mind is important. And based on this very basic idea, now it starts. Now somebody maybe asks, okay, now, yes, I want to develop the mind. How should I do it? And then, in the Shaolin Temple, traditionally we are teaching Buddhist teachings, Confucianist teachings, and Taoist teachings. So 3, let's say, teachings aiming in the development of the mind. So you are reading theories, you are reading essays, you are reading different texts, maybe some of them describing the life of one of these persons, meaning Buddha, or maybe Lao Tzu, or maybe Confucius. Yeah. By putting yourself into the skin of those personalities, you maybe or maybe not, get a glimpse of, okay, so this is how they were living. This is the virtues that they inhabited in themselves, why they are behaving in this and that way. These were some type of virtues that they were abiding to, that they kept as a guideline in their daily life. That is like where the theory part, in a way, tries to already offer you something. Offer you something because at the end of the day, it's still up to you to decide whether you take what you have observed there as something that you think is useful for you. Or if you just say, I cannot relate to it, I don't know what it means, so it's not relevant for me. This is like in terms of theoretical aspect. And then at the same time, we have the physical practice, which means it is the Kung Fu training, it is the Tai Chi training, and it's the Qigong training. And practical means because by doing some type of practice, you get answers. Sometimes it's answers you didn't ask, but nevertheless, the important part is that through the practice, there is some type of information and some type of knowledge being transmitted to you along the way of practice that will never ever come in this lifetime if you would only read books. The knowledge from the practical, the knowledge from the theoretical, this afterwards you take. What it means is you have a field of knowledge, you have an area that now at any time wherever you are going in this life, you are able to access it. And when are these times to access it? It is times when you are being placed in a situation where you need to take a decision, for example. No matter from which country you're coming from, no matter from which culture somebody is coming from, this whole life is based on the decisions you are taking.
Shi Heng Yi guides us through the subtle yet transformative movements that target energy blockages. These exercises tap into your body's hidden potential for growth, impacting physicality and the mind. Pay attention to the nuanced details for significant progress in energy flow and personal transformation. Your energy to holistic well-being starts here.
Sensual desire arises in the moment when you are paying attention to something that is giving you a positive emotion. This positive emotion can originate from 5 gates of your body: seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, or feeling. So in your mind, you climb up that mountain. After 1 mile of walking, you discover a beautiful restaurant, surrounded by beautiful people. You smell delicious food and the great variety of beverages. When you follow that temptation, you have already lost your track. When this temptation becomes so strong that you don't want to leave that place anymore, then the sensual desire has turned into an obsession. In that state of the mind, you have an aversion, a rejection, or simply a dislike against either an object, a situation, or can be even a person. To simplify, it means you are climbing the mountain and it starts to rain, but you don't like rain. You discover the roads are bumpy, but you don't like bumpy roads. In order to cross the river, you need to swim, but you don't like swimming. Whatever it is that you dislike, it won't make it a pleasant journey. Unless you learn to let go of this ill will, it's more likely even that you won't continue that journey. The third hindrance, originally translated as sloth and torpor. Sloth means it's the heaviness of the body. Torpor means it's the dullness of the mind. It is characterized by sleepiness, non-motivation, lack of energy, and oftentimes can manifest itself in a state of depression. Why we think physical training, physical activity, practice is something that teaches more than just how hard can you punch, how fast can you kick. It's not about that. I don't care how hard or how fast somebody can punch, but I care about how is the mindset. What happens if you walk through this lifetime, something unexpected comes? And then there it is. Something that we call choice. You have the choice. The suffering comes and you run away, or the suffering comes, the pain comes, and you face it. And the second approach, this is something what the Shaolin Way is representing. We are overcoming the suffering. We are not running away from the suffering. You are overcoming it. You go through it until you have become so strong. Your body will become so strong. Your mind has become so strong that it doesn't matter afterwards anymore. Our body is created upon, let's say, individual aspects from this earth that by nature already are limited in a way, limiting inside and outside. So limiting, that means our body automatically is limited. It is what we call now lifetime. So simply said, sorry for the long explanation,
Sure.
but that is what it means for me. It is no doubt about it. I don't need to philosophize around it. I can see it. This is out of question. It's gonna go. That is the earth part about ourselves. At the same time, giving me insights. You want to change something about that. What is it to take care of? Everything that comes from the earth, very easily. Which means food, drinks, the breath.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is like how I would use now this concept in my daily life. To just understand, okay, this body comes from there. So the better the quality of the ingredients I put into this, the more quality this can generate. That is the earth aspect. And in comparison now to that earth, we have that heaven aspect. Heaven aspect called like this because looking up into the sky, it's really difficult to tell where does the sky end. Meaning, heaven stands for something which is borderless. There are no borders in the sky. And so what is it inside of us humans that I think we have something similar like this? That is for me the way of how you are able to use your mind. Because sometimes you can use the mind and create something you have never seen in this world. You're creating something in the mind. You have never seen it in person. Why? Because it's not existing yet. Yet you can see it here.